hope you remember this Superstore dataset that we were using earlier for other tasks. Now imagine that your company gives you this kind of sales record and asks you a simple question. Which region is generating the most sales? Would you manually go through every record? Absolutely not. In Excel, we can answer this question in just few clicks, something called as pivot table. And today we are going to use Superstore dataset, that how a data analyst actually uses pivot tables in order to perform descriptive analytics, right? Okay. So this is the dataset. I hope you already have the information about this: orders, customers, region, categories, products, right? Sales, quantity, discount, and so many other fields such as profit already given here. But the raw data, this does not immediately gives you useful business insights. So we are going to transform this raw data into our analysis, right? So before we create a pivot table, you need to make sure that your data is properly structured. Like you see, this is an example of a structured data. Data is present in the form of rows and columns. Each column should have a meaningful heading that we can already see, and we should not have completely blank rows or columns inside our data set, right? Now, in order to insert that, what we have to do, yes, obviously before that you can also convert into a Excel table, right? How? First of all, we select this data. I'll click any of the cell, Control A and Control T. So I'll just click OK, and it has just created. It has just converted the data into the Excel table, right? Using Control plus T. This makes our data set easier to manage and allow the table to expand when new data is added, right? That is what we refer to. Now it's time that to work upon the pivot tables, right? So for that you have to go to the Insert tab, and the very first option that you see here is pivot table, right? So I'll click on pivot table, and it in a new pop-up window, it asks me the table range that we have already created. So I just click OK, and you see a new worksheet that we are able to see here, having this table here mentioned as to drop rows and fields value, and on the right hand side you see the pivot tables fields, all the column headers which are there, and we have four particular sections which are there, right? One is filters, columns, rows, and values. Okay, so let's start with our first business question. Consider that which region generates the highest sale? Okay, which region generates the highest sale? For that we need two fields. Okay, we need the region field, okay, north, south, east, west, which is there, right? Okay, I think this central region, south region, yeah, it's available. Okay, and second we need sales data, right? We need region data and sales. This is the continuous data, sales as numeric values are there, right? And this is we have a categorical data, various categories are given to us, right? So what we need to do, I need to perform analysis, right? And for that, what I'm going to do, so the data which you want to count, right? Okay, so for example, I want to count the total sale in each of this category, each of the region category, which is the right region. Okay, so I'll take this region field and I'll drag it to the row section. Yes, there is one more thing you can do, right? You can just click on this region and it will by default add it to the rows field, right? And you see, by the time you just click over there or you drag it, you'll get all these regions mentioned here, right? Okay, north, south, central, east, south, and west, four regions are there. Sorry, right? Now what I want to calculate sales. So I'll again take this sales and drop it to the value section where it refers to as sum of sale, right? Because the question was which region generates the highest sale. So for that I need to do total sale, that is sum, and we just without anything we applied, it already applied in the pivot table that we want to do sum of this. If you want to change, like you want to find the average of this, you just click on drop down, view field setting, right? Okay, that you will see here. Okay, once you click on this drop down, another pop-up window will appear on your screen where you can select sum, count, average, maximum, minimum, whatever you want to do, right? Okay, that is what you can refer it to. Okay, so you click on the drop down of this and go to you click on this in the values on the sales, you click on the drop down and you will be able to see that, right? Okay, so you want to create a chart from this also? Yes, we can do that. Okay, so for this I want to show the comparison, and whenever you want to show the comparison of the data, which chart we prefer? We generally prefer a bar chart, column chart refers to it in the Excel, right? So I'll go to insert recommended charts and I'll select the column chart from there and click OK. Now this becomes very useful for me, right? I've just turned the raw data into the meaningful insights where you see that the comparison is there, and region wise we got total sales, and we have seen that West is doing better than the other one, right? Okay, so Excel automatically calculates this, and I have just got this data, right? And even if I want to sort it, yes, I can sort these data also, right? Okay, I want to add filters also, I can do that, right? Okay, so for region I want to apply filters, I just drop it, and you see we have got the total of the sale. Now you want to select for central, east, or anything specific, you can just do that also, right? You can also filter that, right? Okay, if you want to select all of these, you can select all of these also, right, if needed. Otherwise it's totally fine, you can just not use it. Okay, so region field you can drop it to the this one. Okay, so this is what you get, and from here also you can even show any respective data that you want to, right? So this is what we have seen, right? Okay, and you see immediately we can identify the highest sale, right? Even you can select this data, and you can sort this data also, right? Okay, arrange that data also, so you will be able to do that, but charts are a more good representation here, right? Perfect. Now consider that I want to perform sales and profit by category field, right? Okay, one another analysis. One more interesting question, that which product category generates the most sale and the profit. So now in that case, what I'm going to do, instead of region field or instead of this sales field, right? So I would like to perform category wise sales and profit. I need both of this, right? So this gives you two measures side by side. Okay, so category wise, so for that what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag the categories into the row now this time, right? So category to the rows. Okay, so let me delete this chart also, as I don't need that. So category wise, so I need sales, so I'll add both sales to the value section, and I'll add profit to the section also, right? You see side by side I got it, right? Okay, and if you want to apply, you can apply the filters also, right? Okay, then you don't have to worry about this, right? That you will be able to apply, or you can even sort this data from here rather than applying this. Okay, so you can sort this data. Okay, sort largest to smallest. You see in the technology field they are doing the most sales, right? And the sum of profit is also generated in the technology field. Okay, so for that, if you want to create a chart, you click insert, recommended charts, again comparison, you will get clustered column chart, and you see the comparison, right, where you see that the technology field is doing more sales and better, generating better profit than other fields, right? So this is the analysis, right? Okay, similarly you can work upon other few questions that you can assume from your side, like category wise, subcategory wise, you can find out the sales, then percentage of the discount mostly given by which category. Okay, and similarly if I refer it to, you can even find country wise, category wise the sales data. Okay, so many insights that we can generate it from here, right? Okay, so this is why I made this video, right, with all these things that we have performed here, right? Okay, so I hope by seeing this data you can clearly see that it's just a very easy task. Once we understand this pivot table, okay, we can have the charts also, right, and show any particular data that we want to. Okay, so with this, what we actually accomplished, we started with thousands of raw Superstore transactions, and using pivot tables we answered several business questions. Which region generated more sale, which category generated most profit or sale, right? Even you can do for sub regions, how categories differ across regions, right? So many questions you can answer with this. Okay, so in the next lecture we'll talk further talk about slices and a bit more about pivot charts, different kind of charts where to use that, right, in order to build an interactive Excel dashboard. Okay, so that's it from my side. Follow my site for more videos. Thank you.